Hey, YouTubers, like and subscribe away if you like the show, because that means we can stay on YouTube for 37 more years. I don't know, I just made that up. Anyway, welcome to the episode. Dan Tiernan is my guest. He's a stand-up, and he's very good. Funny even, which is good for stand-up to be called that. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's not waste any time. Let's just look. Look! I get my kicks above the waistline, sunshine. Dan, what are you doing here?
Well, I was hoping you might have me on your poddy.
Oh my God, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I've got you just back from Australia.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Are you serious?
You
serious?
I am serious. I might be inaccurate. It might be 3 days, but I am deadly serious.
No.
I am serious.
Are you jet lagged?
No, I don't think I am. I slept like loads.
Really?
Yeah. So I slept on the first flight for 6 hours.
Did you take anything?
No
comment.
No. I don't give a fuck. I took melatonin, right, which is technically illegal.
We'll cut that
in
out.
Australia.
It's illegal here.
Yeah, but it's not like it's in the same way that like pissing in the same way that like pissing in a police officer's hat is legal. Do you know what I mean?
That's
there's
legal?
all those like old laws that you can't eat a mince pie outside Christmas and shit like that.
You can't
That's
walk
the same
a
as
chicken
melatonin.
on Thursdays.
Yeah. All of that. It's not really. But I was nervous. I get really nervous about smuggling drugs onto planes.
Like Midnight Express. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh my God!
Boom.
Is that in the prison? Yeah.
Yes.
And he bites his fucking tongue out.
Turkish prison.
My dad, my parents, this explains a lot about me, let me watch mad films when I was a kid.
No.
And I watched that with my dad when I was really young. Yeah.
How young?
Definitely younger than 11.
Son, there's a little film. It's called Saw.
Yeah.
It's
Well, he wouldn't have seen it though. So he'd have been. I reckon even as that age, I was like the culture war on films wise in my family.
Yeah.
So I'd have heard about, probably wanted to watch it, and he'd be like, "Yeah, stick it on, as long as you're not going to be crying and stuff." And then once when I would have been 14, so my sister would have been 10, I really wanted to watch No Country for Old Men. And then
really?
That first scene, he just cattle prongs him in the fucking head.
Oh my God.
And my sister just instantly bursts out crying. And I was thinking that is pathetic, yeah.
For
That's
her
not
to
real.
cry?
It's not real.
Yeah, it's fake.
It's cinema.
Yeah, sis.
Yeah, she's always like that with stuff.
But that's what happens with younger siblings. They get to benefit from your watching the older films.
And everything. And they can do what they want. But then I think they turn out a lot of the time squares. Like they turn out to be quite... because they're allowed to.
I sense a little bit of resentment here.
A little.
Let's get it out.
Yeah, you've got the keys to the castle.
Yeah.
She could have been doing she could have been doing ketamine in the house. She was barely having caffeine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she didn't get the most out of it.
No
situation.
No, where I wasn't even allowed like sweet cereal as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the first kids are usually, most of the astronauts are first kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like leaders, right?
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm like kind of an only child, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of. But now I'm nervous if there's like dead siblings or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Away,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No worries.
The worst bit is they made you an only child, which is a disaster, isn't it? Definitely. You should have just stayed away when you said, kind of. What do you think I am?
The thing, if you're a first kid, you're a leader. You're more get better grades. You achieve a lot.
Yeah, and you've lived somewhat on your own. Like you've been an only child, so you're not like as dependent.
Yes, more independent.
Yeah, I mean, my sister is definitely. People think she's older than me. She would be like she's more on it.
And she's 4 years younger.
4 years younger. So, but I'm definitely more a leader, I reckon. I'd say. So is she, to be fair. Now I think about it, she's terrifying, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really scary.
This is actually a podcast about sibling relationships.
It could be. That'll be a thing, won't it?
Yeah.
It'll be rubbish, but it'll exist. Yeah.
There is a pod for everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure there would be a pod for locksmiths if we looked it up.
Yeah, and even if that is, there's probably a community like calling out for a better one though as well.
Yeah. There's probably a podcast for like ex-airline mechanics. Or, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. What's this one for?
This is just me interviewing people I like.
I got keys cut yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been fobless for ages.
Oh, so you had a nice one. You had a nice fob.
Well, no, I mean a fob to get into the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I lost it, and the council and landlord took like.
They didn't like it.
No, they just took like, I'm gonna say 7-8 weeks. No, about 8 weeks to get me a new fob.
So
I lost my independence.
Yeah.
I just had to message my flatmates whenever I wanted to come home. When they were out working, I couldn't run. It was like house arrest. It's actually mad.
So
now
when
I'm
you
talking
did a
about it, I'm like, it's
gig,
crazy.
Yeah.
Gig, some nights, if they were in bed, I would stay at my friend's house.
Really?
And I didn't really. It was actually really shit, and I wasn't really talking about how shit it was because I was just like,
Because you're usually out late doing gigs, right?
Yeah.
Wandering the streets.
Yeah, like if it was like midnight, that's doable.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to gig less out of town, and if I do, like I try and like stay over more now.
Oh, so will you drive out of town and then come back?
I don't drive, but I used to just be like mad on like late night train travel. Like I'd just be like, waiting in train stations for hours and all that sort of stuff.
Everybody, Dan Tiernan does not drive.
I don't.
Okay.
Pass it on.
So how was
Is that outrageous to you that I don't drive?
It's racist?
I don't.
It is a little bit. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Racist to white people. Like, I don't. But how do you feel about me not being able to drive?
It's common. I mean, people I know in London.
So you feel indifferent about it?
Yeah.
Because I said recently, I only don't. I plan to never learn to drive.
Right.
And the main thing egging me on for that is when men specifically get pissed off that I don't drive. Men who have no investment in my life.
Just
like
get
taxi
mad.
Drivers, older comics.
Why?
They just think it's absolutely ridiculous. They think it's like not being able to eat with a knife and fork, like they think it's like pathetic that as a man I can't drive and I don't intend to, and I'm like, I don't want to. And
there is the horror movie scenario where there's the guy with an axe in the cabin and you're running to the car. What do you do? Would you know how to get out?
Okay, so the guy running to the axe with the car. I'm in the car.
Yeah, the guy with the axe was in the house. You run out of the house.
Yeah.
He's chasing you. You're running to the car. You get in the car.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Why have I got in the car if I can't drive?
That's the thing.
I did lessons for 2 years.
Oh, good.
So I could. I don't know if I'm risking it though, because I don't know if I could catch the bite.
You just run into the woods.
I know, I'm running to a nearby house and I'm knocking on the door.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing in that situation.
Right. I don't know if I'd let you in.
Because I don't drive.
Yeah. Do you drive?
I've learned for 2 years. I can catch the bite. I just don't want to risk it on a new vehicle. Please.
Manual or automatic? Okay. Hello, guys. If you enjoy the episode, please consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll be in the credits at the end of the episode, and you'll get the episodes much earlier than all of the other minions out there. It's just a little thing we do. So let's get back to the episode, but think about it, okay? Bye.
Do you drive a manual or automatic?
I can drive a manual, but I took the test out here, but you have to choose which one you want to take. Automatic. I chose automatic. Because look, there's going to be driverless cars soon.
Yeah, the manual thing's ridiculous.
Yeah, manuals, with electric cars, you don't need manual.
No. You don't need it, like, because I have dyspraxia. It's like coordination and stuff. My mates have got dyspraxia and they drive automatics and they're like, it's a piece of piss.
Yeah.
They're like, you just go, turn,
and
brake.
Some of them, the one I'm driving, you take your hands off the wheel and it's kind of going by itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bonkers. Have you been in one of those
Into
driverless
kids.
cars? Yeah.
I forgot to add that part. Yeah, into kids. Oh, Lord.
Have you been in a driverless car before?
No.
Have you heard about them? Waymos.
Have you?
No, but I've heard about them in LA. I don't like that one bit.
I know. How do they know?
Yeah, it is a good point. How do they know?
Yeah.
And who are they?
Who are they?
Yeah.
Who's running them? But they will be prevalent, though. They'll be like a driverless lane, probably.
Yeah.
With passed out people.
It would be good, like, if you're in an Uber, because I think they're more expensive, but people like them because you don't have to talk to the driver.
Yeah.
But I bet some people have done
talk.
some abhorrent things in them. Yeah.
Do you like to talk to the driver in a cab or something?
On the whole, no, unless I'm in a particular mood and they have a particularly good vibe or energy.
If they're UKIP, I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
If I say, are you into Brexit? I'll start to talk to them.
Yeah.
What do you think about Nigel Farage? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of rare though that they would be. Do you know what I mean?
But
that's why we need UKIP.
Yes, exactly. So Australia was good. You had a great time.
I voted for the Green Party, by the way. That was a joke.
Oh, nice,
yeah.
nice. It was voting yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. I've moved house, and I got back from Australia, and I was like panicked. Am I on the electoral register?
Right.
And I couldn't remember. So then I gambled, and I travelled an hour to my old polling station.
And you found it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was Australia a good experience? Had you been before?
I have, yeah. I went on a working visa when I was 21, and then when I just started comedy, I went with a bunch of mates who were not comics, and had like a really tough. I was about 3 years in roughly to comedy, and had a pretty tough time getting gigs. I got some
in Australia.
Yeah, in Melbourne and Sydney. I struggled. I got some, but then it was one of those I'd wait ages for a good one, and then I'd just bomb because there was too much pressure.
You weren't invited by the festival.
This was the first time, yeah. When I was, I literally went to work with a load of mates who weren't comics to kind of like travel. I was like, I'm 3 years in. Comedy's not at a point yet where leaving would disrupt my career.
Right.
And you can gig there, so I can progress or get better. But yeah, I got much worse there. And then I went to Brisbane, finally in the trip. And
that's where Kenny's from. Near there.
Yeah, you saw, because like near the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, yeah. Went to Brisbane after a rough time in Sydney, Melbourne. I love Brisbane. It is the centre of the universe. I got treated like a king there. It was bananas. I did one gig and every single person on the scene knew me instantly.
You were like the man
and
who
I just
would
got
be
booked
king.
on every single gig straight away.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, the standard was very low. But there was some really good people. That's when I first saw Dan Raff, was that trip.
So if we did a movie about this, it's like all the gigs were going really badly, and then you get to Brisbane.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it explodes.
And I lived in a great hostel, which I really liked. I had a good job. The whole time was like, Sydney's better, Melbourne's better. And then I went 2 months and I was like, it's all about Brisbane, baby.
Yeah. I get my kicks above the waistline, sunshine.
What the fuck?
No, because the Sunshine Coast, right?
Yeah, sure. What about the kicks and the? Where
That's from that musical Chess, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
So I did that trip, and then 2 years ago got brought out by the festival to do New Order, which is like a showcase with two other like free English comics.
New World Order?
It's called New Order.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit fascist.
Yeah. And no, I'm not going to continue what I was going to say.
No,
yeah,
okay.
I was going to call the festival fascist, but that's not fair or true.
So that was a great time.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, that was good, but then I was kind of like, it was very fun, but didn't feel particularly useful. And then I had to get my new show ready 2 months after that. And I hadn't been doing the show, I'd just been doing the showcase, which was quite... like the audience who are going to go to a show that's in like a really established like theatre just to see like British comedians, like acclaimed British comedians, they're not my people.
Right.
Certainly.
Right.
You know, like, because then I come out screaming and they're like, what the fuck is this? And it wasn't even one solid demographic. It's not like you can say, oh, these are people who like middle of the road comedy but don't know much about it, and they're all 60 and middle class. Instead, you've got all ages, but all with that one sort of uninspiring taste.
It's funny, I did a festival once. It wasn't Melbourne, but it was all about different comedy nights. There was an Irish comic night. There were Geordie comics. I think they like to have them.
People love it spelled out for them.
Yeah.
Like, when I was doing like split bills at the Fringe, we'd like do clever names, and then you're like, no, you need to be like 4 comedians wearing green telling dick jokes. That's like the name of the show. Like, you know, I mean,
amputees.
1 ginger, 1 blonde, and 1 baldy. Like, you know, that's good actually.
3 toupees.
That's really good. Yeah, 1 ginger, 1 baldy. That is hot.
Do it.
Yeah.
So you've been 3 times. This last time was your third time.
And then this was a brand new show for Melbourne, which was a risk, but I think is the perfect way to.
Can I say Tour de Force?
Tour de Force.
When you did it?
Not Tour de Force, but certainly went better than expected.
Well done.
Yeah, I think it will. Tour de Force. What does that mean again? It's like a whirlwind. I have a recent insecurity that I've always had for a while, and it's really hit hard.
Tour de Force.
Since the Russell Brand interview. I'm a rape. No. No. My vocabulary is awful. I seen Russell Brand, and I'm like, he's an idiot, and I'm like, and he knows so many words,
right?
And I'm like, I'm really clever, but I can't articulate what I mean.
But the words will come.
I'm 29 and they're not. Where are they?
Well, over time, don't you learn new words?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hiya. That's all I got. Hello, hiya. There's probably another one. You know what I mean? Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, but we're not ready to do other languages. I've not even cracked this one. How do you improve vocabulary?
You get one of those refrigerator Post-its that has one word every day.
But we did that in my old house that someone would do that. I can't remember any of them.
Oh, okay.
We'd use it a bit, and then
Just
I can't
stick
remember.
them in your pocket, and then you got a whole pocket
I think
full of words.
I need to actually contextualize the word. I guess reading is probably key, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is the problem. If I try and read a book with big words in it, I don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
But do you ever look up the word?
Yeah, like if it feels like really important to the plot, you know.
Yeah.
If it's like she blah 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 chapter end, you know, exclamation mark chapter end. I'm like, well, I need to know.
She
I
was
need to know what-
murdered
I need
by
to
a
know-
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I need to know what she did, what happened to her.
Yeah.
But apart from that, if they're saying that the grass is blah 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 blah, I don't give a fuck.
Is there ever a word like that you learned recently that it was like, shit, how did I not know that?
Well, yeah, I often my thing with it is I think subconsciously like hear someone use a word in a sentence, and then I use the word later on in a similar sentence, and then it kind of slips into my vocabulary, and then I find out what the word means and find out that I've actually kind of like
Done it wrong.
It's wrong. It works in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
context.
yeah.
So, for example, like nefarious.
Ooh, that's
right?
a good word.
That, am I right thinking, means almost like like naughty?
yes,
Is it?
yes.
But naughty, nefarious. If a criminal was nefarious,
Yes.
what are you? Are they like a sex? They're bad.
Yes.
They're like sex crimes and stuff.
I mean,
How
it
would you-
doesn't have to be sex crimes.
Yeah, like I described
Nefarious burglar.
myself as nefarious recently, and I saw someone kind of flinch. You know, yeah, and that's a weird thing to say about yourself.
You are
Yeah.
Russell Brand.
Yeah. Double Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Nefarious and using a big word for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nefarious Russell.
The
No.
preposterous nefarious. Oh, what a knobhead.
No, I don't think it's just sexual, you know.
No, not just.
related.
Yeah. No. What else? I used nuanced for years without knowing what that
Oh,
meant.
nuance is a good word.
Nuance is good.
Balsamic? I didn't know that. I just made
Vinegar.
that up.
Oh, I was
don't
going to
know
get
why.
excited. I thought you were going to tell me you know what balsamic means.
Well,
It's just vinegar,
it's
isn't it?
vinegar, yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a type of vinegar.
I would be believable if it has a definition, and it probably does it not?
Yeah, it probably does.
What does it mean? Like,
Kenny, will you look it up?
yeah,
I
it
don't
means
know
like
what
stingy and tasty.
Yeah.
Stingy,
Nefarious.
nefarious vinegar.
Of all the
Do you want to drink some of
vinegars.
my nefarious vinegar?
So what is going on with the show you did in Australia? Are you going to be developing that and touring it, or
Yeah, big time. So
on
yeah.
melatonin?
On what?
You'll be taking melatonin.
No,
while
I
you
won't be
okay.
taking melatonin because melatonin helps you sleep. So I'll be taking dexamphetamine and Elvance 40 mg whilst
Okay.
I continue working on the show.
Write that down.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. And then a melatonin to help me sleep afterwards because after that much medicated speed, obviously, I will
Do you
struggle.
take stuff to write? Do you? I drink coffee sometimes, or you know.
Yeah, I bought a book called like the Master Guide to Focus, and the first chapter was about how to drink coffee to help you work. I was like, what? This isn't, you know what I mean?
The Master Guide.
It was something
to
like
Focus.
that. It was like the little book of the ultimate book of focus.
By
And the
Russell
first,
Brand.
the first chapter there was drink coffee before you work. It's like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm not drinking it before bed, am I?
Doy.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I've been diagnosed with ADHD recently, and so I'm on meds for that, which it indirectly is to help me write, I guess, because writing is a big part of my life and it's something I procrastinate.
See, I think I have it, but what you would have to take, you'd be kind of wired, right? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, and you are to begin with. I mean, your first day, I've spoke to a few people, your first day when you have Elvance is like, it's like mental. Like, I've spoken to a few people who had the same experience. Like, I had one in the morning, and then someone advised me, like, have it early as possible to help you sleep, because your first day it's going to really, like, wire you. So I had it sort of 8 a.m. and then went back to sleep. And I really struggle with, like, bed rot, like, staying in too late. And at 9 a.m., I just, like, floated out of bed. Yeah, like floated and just like grabbed my notebook and started journaling for 20 minutes. Then I just like wrote a to-do list.
Oh my
and then I just
God.
worked all
need
day
this.
on my to-do list. And then I was like, finally, like, it's getting late. You need to go to bed. And I couldn't sleep. And my jaw was like, was aching. So I asked ChatGPT, like, why my jaw was in so pain. It was basically, and explaining it was basically like, the excitement. Basically, I was overexcited about how much I was achieving to the point where I was gurning all day. Like,
I see. I see.
And then I couldn't sleep, and that relaxed me a bit, and I breathed a bit, and then I finally fell asleep. And as I was dozing off, I just opened my eyes and went, "I'm joining the Green Party," and then got back up and joined the Green Party. Like, but sadly, that wears off. You get used to it, so you are really wired.
You do another party,
and then you need to like. I've been like upping my dose a bit to try and get the perfect sweet spot. I mean, it's weird.
It's all about experimenting with the right amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you are wired, but if you do have ADHD, being wired, when your brain's wired, it kind of makes you often seem calmer or more relaxed. Like, I wasn't expecting the meds to help so much with anxiety. Right. That's the really shocking bit for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because I can organise my brain a lot better. And I don't feel like, someone described it recently and they're spot on, who's on the same meds as, it's like, you're not like drowning in this fucking pool that you can't swim in.
Right.
You're like still very much in the pool with all the shit around you. But at least you're like, okay, I can.
It's okay, I can
swim, and I'm still.
There's a corpse.
Yeah, exactly. And you still have to do the thing. You still have to be motivated enough to do the tasks.
Yeah.
So, like in Australia, I was just focusing on the show and then let everything at home like go. Like loads of other work, just was not engaging with it. I was a bit disappointed because I was like, surely these meds are meant to help me do that, but for whatever reason I was just like, you need the motivation, whereas when you have ADHD you can have all the motivation in the world, but you won't necessarily make you do the thing.
How were you on the Mary Jane? You know,
very good question. Yeah, so I was
I get focused on it sometimes.
Yeah, well, I smoked weed for maybe 10 years. At one point, about 4 or 5 years, constantly every day, to the point where I'd be high now if I was still smoking it.
Oh, okay.
And I think I was self-medicating, but it had lots of downsides as a result.
Right.
And then I became dependent on it. So if I didn't smoke weed, you're not high now, are you? Just because if you are, this is the worst thing to hear in the world. I've done this before. I've done this before. I've gone on my weed journey story, and then I realised that the people are high, and they go like they go like a pale. Like, it's the worst thing to hear ever. But yeah, I became dependent on it, and then so if I didn't smoke it, I would feel ill. I had a headache. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. So then I couldn't quit, and then. That's what my last show was about, and then I had a psychosis, and then it got sectioned. And so no, I'm not.
No, okay, sorry. So you had withdrawals. You had a bit of withdrawal.
Oh, big time. Yeah. For me, and then after this, it took the psychosis for me to actually quit it. And there were some other drugs involved in the psychosis. I can't lie to you, but I think the weed all the time for years was definitely a big issue. I know people who've had psychosis just from weed or from weed withdrawal, but that made me quit. Basically,
it sounds like you're in a good place right now in terms of
my equilibrium. Yeah. That was a good word, wasn't it?
Equilibrium. Yeah. That goes on the fridge, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And are you doing Edinburgh?
Yes. So this cycle, so I finished that show All In, which is about the psychosis, finished that in August, and then
All In is all out.
Yeah, All In's out, finished, then toured that. And the plan was for me, because that would be my third hour in a row, was to have a year off from writing hours at Edinburgh. But then, a bit before Edinburgh that last year, and massively during, I got really into healing crystals. And like, I now own like probably about 40 healing crystals.
Really?
I spent hundreds on them. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to write a show about that. Edinburgh, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to write a show.
So
now
you're going to do a work in progress?
No, because it's Quartz and all. So which is the show that I took to Melbourne this year.
Oh, great.
Yeah, hence why it wasn't quite a tour de force.
Right.
Because it wasn't the old show. It was a new
was a
show.
tour.
Yeah, so, but luckily, normally in May, I'd be like panicking about the show, but now I've done it 40 times or something.
That's amazing.
Which is awesome, yeah. So that's the show that I'm taking to Edinburgh this year.
Not to put a quantitative value on it, but what's your most expensive crystal?
£150. Yeah.
Now,
but better question would be, what's your most valuable in money crystal? Because I got a bargain. I bought a rose quartz for the poster of the show. And it's fucking massive. And I bought it from a crystal wholesaler, from a guy called Atik, who I had a big connection with, and he sold me it for £120. And he assured me that it was actually worth £400. But he did also assure me like that these crystals would change the future. So you don't really know whether I can fully believe him.
Now you put this big crystal on your chest. Is that what happens? Or
no. This crystal is so weighty. I've actually neglected it because it's too big to pick up. I've got too many, to be honest. Because as you can't just use your crystal. You can't be like, right, you're gonna get me laid. You're gonna get me taskmaster. Why don't you got me laid? Why don't you got me taskmaster? You know, you got to be like, you got to have a relationship with your crystal. You know, you got to be like, please.
But you did get taskmaster.
No, I've not done it.
You haven't done it?
No.
I thought you did it.
No, but this is good.
Get on
This is
that.
good that you think. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
How did you get
You
without?
probably also thought I'd been laid before as well. How did I?
No, without going over your show's material, how did you get involved in the whole crystal thing? Because
it was exactly a year since I'd had a psychosis, and the reason that's relevant is because when a big issue for me certainly was all the time, like my friends and family were understandably worried that I was gonna going insane again, which kind of made me very paranoid. And because a weird paradoxical thing is big word that it's a trigger. People thinking I'm going mad is a trigger for me going mad. It's quite hard to explain, because if someone says you're going mad, then you start doubting your perception.
Right.
You start being like, well, if that's not real and that's not real and everyone's not, you know. So I bet for that reason I didn't engage or talk about anything that was at all like woo or weird, even that's always been a thing. But it'd been a year, and I was like, started to speak to friends, but just sort of feeling like maybe I was like atheist when I was younger, and then kind of before I had an existential crisis when I was 25, like big existential doom, and then kind of following that, kind of gave in a little bit to just like oh, you just don't know, and just stop worrying or thinking. And then I sort of found myself being definitely more open to this kind of thing. And then I was going to a wedding, and they asked for money, and I just had this I just felt drawn to buying them a crystal for prosperity. And I never even like seen crystals, but I was like, I bet that's a thing. I just found a shop in Brixton owned by a woman called Carol.
Oh, nice.
And I came in, and it was like just the way, I can't explain it. Like, it was just like, it just felt so right. I can't believe I'm saying this stuff. And then she bought, it was two women getting married, my mates. But when I told them it was a wedding, she started she brought out a really masculine crystal, because I think she presumed it was like a man and woman gift.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't know she bought this it's a black tourmaline is what it is, and it was like, it looks like the Philosopher's Stone, but black and shiny and spiky and massive. It looks like a weapon. Right. And I didn't know crystals could look like that. And she was like, black tourmaline, boom. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And she was like, this helps with grounding and protection. And I just went, that straight away, I went, that's mine.
That's not a wedding present.
No,
that's
and
mine.
I hadn't gone in there to buy myself one, and I went, that's for me, like that.
Right.
And then I bought them a rose quartz, which helps with love, self-love, unconditional love, and a citrine, which does all sorts, but prosperity is a big one. Then I wrapped the citrine in money, and
nice.
And then, because they're my best friends, and it's our first friend's like wedding. And then when I went there, she told me you had to like cleanse them and charge them in the moon. And this has been a year.
Before you gave them to somebody?
She was like, ideally, you don't want to be taking, these are going to have everyone's energy in them that's been touching them in the shop. You don't really want to be taking them to a wedding. And we were all staying in a big house in Sheffield, which is where I met all my mates, actually. It's a really bizarre time in my life, exactly a year since my psychosis. Just been to Glastonbury, so it's all a bit. And the night before the wedding, I'm in the garden secretly cleansing and charging crystals because I think that if they see me, they'll think I'm going insane.
Right, because you're...
So I'm genuinely...
Obviously, you're naked, right?
I wasn't, but funny you should say that. Whenever I tell people about me charging crystals, I imagine I'm naked. In my head, I am. Like when you said, obviously you're naked, I was like, I wasn't in real life, but in my head, then I was.
Right. And what do? You hold it up to the moon for a certain amount of time?
The thing is there's no exact right answer. It doesn't need to be a full moon. There's so many different opinions, and I think what they all say is whatever feels right to you. And the way I like to see it is it's like what the law of it changes depending on what's right to you. So I like to go for like a full moon and leave them out in front of the full moon. And ideally I'd like do a bit of a ceremony with a mate where we like light a candle and like decide what we want from this moon cycle. And if I have time, but I have so many crystals, I would love to like cleanse each one with water and then like some sage, and then actually decide what I like, speak to the crystal and decide and be grateful for the things it has done for me and what I want it to do. But there's so many.
There's no instruction manual for crystals either.
There are, but they all say different things.
Right.
They all say different things, and they all say it like it's fact.
And then
it's crazy.
Seems to me, I don't know much about this, but it seems like each person that's kind of an expert has different opinions or different...
And as soon as they're an expert, I think, well, you must be a charlatan, because how can you know? How can you back yourself so hard in this thing with... no data or proof. And even if it is just a feeling, how can you be so certain of that feeling? But I do not give a fuck about converting people to them. I don't even know if they're real or not, or if they're part. I don't care.
They work for you.
I don't care.
They work
is the point.
For you.
Yeah, they sort of solve a bigger purpose for me, which I don't, as of yet, have the vocabulary to understand.
You will,
to explain. But when I do this word thing on the fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I come back on the pod when Quartz and all has been nominated and won the main award. Then I'll come back and I'll have the vocabulary at that point to explain what they do for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever met any other comics who are into crystals as well?
But not enough. So a few of my mates are now into them because they're perfect for comedy in the sense that comics all have rituals and stuff that they like to do.
Oh, yeah.
Superstitions. And if you just get a crystal, it's so much more efficient because you'll be like, that's just going to do it all for me. It doesn't matter what shirt I'm wearing. It doesn't matter if I untie my laces. We're just given to the crystal.
A panacea.
Okay, what does that mean?
Overall cure.
Bosh, panacea. That's awesome. Panacea.
I pulled that one out of my ass, yeah.
Did you? That's where I got my crystals.
Hello. You gotta hold those up to the moon. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, I need a big cleanse after that. Big cleanse and charge. You better hope it's a full moon that day.
So you've got a lot of material on crystals.
Yeah, and then my director, Sam Ely, who's awesome, he's debuting his show. He did my last show one as well. He's doing his show with a character, Basil Crumwick, which is awesome. But we've been talking a lot. His first thoughts was, he was like, the majority of people in the audience are not going to believe in crystals. But he said the thing that worries me is that a lot of them not only won't believe in them, but will not give a fuck, will be completely bored and uninspired by the idea. So he was like, how do you make someone care? Because he was like, it cannot just be an hour of jokes about crystals.
He said this on the first day you met about it.
That was a concern.
Yeah.
And then I think certainly young people, after a preview, we were both more like, wow, people are more on board with this than
I thought.
Yeah, definitely people sort of our kind of age, but older people has definitely been more tough. So the key is and we made huge inroads with this in Melbourne, but how do you make it not about crystals and more about you? It's you. They'll care because they care about you.
Yes.
And that's the sort of story. And the crystals are just...
crystals are the means to the end.
Yeah.
The conduit.
Yeah.
Through which,
And for me, like, it's also exciting, this show, because I've all my last three, obviously Psychosis is quite a deep thing. I've talked about deep things, but I've never explored anything. I'm quite a philosophical guy. Like, I don't know if that... As in, I think about this stuff a lot. Like, it's a big... I'm tormented by desperately and hopelessly trying to understand what I think life is and the point of it is and stuff.
Right.
But then on stage, my last shows have been predominantly fucking, like, I'm gonna shit on your face, you know, like that, like the word, like really like shock, sort of grubby humour. And
Get out of the front row.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that this show is sort of allows me to explore these deeper themes without seeming pretentious. It's a way to get into.
It's a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'll talk about like times where Islam spoke to me and then pull out a crystal and go, you know, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. And in terms of how I met other comics with crystals, I think the universe has been keeping us apart, because I've heard that Carl Donnelly used to be massively into them, and then I didn't give him for ages, and I saw him actually in Melbourne briefly, and I was like, I was like, I heard you're into crystals, and he was like, oh, I used to be a bit, and then kind of changed the subject. So for whatever reason, he didn't want to engage. Lou Sanders,
I gotta go.
Lou Sanders is massively into them. Everyone's been telling me that, but we're not gigged together yet.
She's been on this podcast.
Has she? See, it's all connected.
See?
It's all connected. I thought we were gigging together last night, and Eva, I made that up. She was on the lineup, but the universe went like, nah, not ready. Took her off.
You can't have two heavy crystallites.
But then in Melbourne, there was a girl, Irvi, I should know her surname. Irvi was her name, comic, and a few people had said that she's got loads of material on crystals.
Oh, nice.
And then on one of the last nights in Melbourne, she came over and was like, Dan, and I was like, Irvi. And then she was like, because she'd heard, obviously. And then we chatted for ages. And then a few people came back to afters on the last night, including her. And it was like we'd known each other for years. It was a crazy connection. And we both had a very similar outlook on it. And it is... I'd like to see more men engage in crystals. I think
Guys,
they feel,
if you want to get into crystals...
Like all this stuff, like talk about your mental health, nah. Like just get some crystals. You don't have to talk. Talk to the crystals. How about that?
The crystals.
It's hard to... Who are you going to talk to? Other bloke? What are they going to say? You know what I mean? Talk to the crystals about your mental health.
There was a country singer called Crystal Gale.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do...
Well, I would say that was just their name.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
forget I said that.
Yeah, I think I could be onto something, though, with the mental health and the crystal thing, don't you think?
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, you do want to kill yourself. You got the perfect weapon.
Because I didn't know. I always thought that they were clear, first of all.
Me too.
And I didn't know they were that heavy, that you could use them, just have them there as a source of... energy.
Yeah, and they go in all shapes and sizes as well.
Yeah. And do you frequent a crystal shop?
Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah.
I got some on me. Do you want to see them?
Yeah.
Will you be able to fit them in the lens? Shall I get them?
Yeah. This is the point where Dan is getting the crystals. So, I didn't know you brought them.
I hope I have. I might not have done. Oh! Oh, I thought I had one there. It's an adapter. No, there'll be one on me.
This is the crystal.
If I'm left without crystals, that is terrifying for my day.
Oh, no.
Right, we've got one.
Please have a crystal.
Okay. Bosh.
Holy moly. Can I touch it?
Yeah, please,
Sorry.
please. No, I like your vibe. I like your energy. Get it in there.
Look at that. Does it matter how many sides it has?
Some people would say no, and then some people would say absolutely. Like,
No.
if it feels right, get it in there, brother. This is. Do you want to see my latest one?
Yeah.
This is Moonstone. So that's Moonstone, and this is a citrine.
Citrine.
Yes. So citrine is the one that helps with prosperity. Is a big one. Abundance, really. So if you want a lot of something, I think it's good. And then I've still not got my head around this, but if you want to take something in from the crystal, then it's left hand, I think. And if you want to put something into it, it's right hand. And I still, that's a bit confusing to me.
So depending on what you're doing during the day, you bring out different crystals with you?
Yeah, try not to overthink it. Sometimes I look at them and just who fancies the trip, lads? And then one will scream out, and I'm like, you're coming.
Which one of you is coming?
And then I often go through a phase where I get really connected to one, and that's my favourite one. And I take it everywhere, and I have it in my hand, and then I always lose it. And then they say that's because it means it served you. But I'm like, but I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about for stand-up? What would be a normal crystal selection for you for stand-up?
Again, for me, when I'm doing stand-up, it would be the same. Well, I mean, it's often... if I'm going to have a good gig, then it's often because I feel good in my life generally. So it's usually... it depends what I want from the gig. So, Tiger's Eye, that's the one that I had. I had a sphere of it like that.
This is a snooker ball.
Yeah, they're usually really expensive because they have to lose a lot of crystal to make it into a sphere. Where then rough, I might even have one more.
Do you know if something is perfectly spherical, it'll just keep rolling?
Really?
Yeah.
Let's find out then, shall we? Okay.
There we go.
Been sold a fucking
It's very
dud.
spherical,
Been
though.
sold a dud. Oh, we've got one more player. Oh, shit. It's the black tourmaline. It's the black tourmaline. But it has been battered. It didn't look like that originally. I've lost so much of it. Snaps off.
And that's the one you initially got.
But it did look better at the time, I promise. Yeah.
This is heavy.
Yeah. They all are. Is this good stuff for you, your listener, do you think?
Absolutely. We have a heavy crystal audience.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Now, have you ever seen natural crystals come, where they come, out of the ground?
Yeah, I went to crystal caves in Bermuda, and there was they were crystal. I don't think they were actually crystals. Now I think about it. I think they were
Stalactites.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they look like crystals, but I don't think they technically were. And then as a kid, I've been to Blue John Mine and stuff. Weirdly, it doesn't. People are like, oh, you like crystals, you got to go to this place. And bizarrely, I'm not that bothered about seeing them all in a cave. It's a bit like seeing how the sausages get made, you know? I don't want to, unless they've been removed and a witch has blessed them, I'm not really bothered about them, you know?
Right. This is a fascinating thing that you're doing.
Yeah, no, thanks. I do sometimes, I'm like, is it a bit, is it not? And I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both, for sure. I never own things. I've never owned, certainly not valuable things. I'm really bad. All my money just goes on cigarettes, alcohol, and then clothes because I don't really put wash on. So I usually just go to Uniqlo and buy a new outfit fresh.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm too busy blessing crystals.
Yeah.
And
these are permanent items.
That are cool.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in it or not, they are. They come from the ground. It's millions years old.
They're conversation starters,
definitely.
Too. Yeah.
But some of the conversations I'm not. Yeah.
privy
I
to
enjoy
tell
speaking
me.
to some people with no, it's private.
Yeah.
No, it's just some people who are like open-minded and think it's like interesting. But some people are patronising, like they talk to you about it in the same way you would if you said you were like a Muslim in the bar. They're like, okay, I'm totally fine with that. You know, like they're
Yes.
you know they're trying to be, oh yes, yeah. I'm like, oh, you don't have to be. I'm not going to be offended.
Right.
That you don't think this big bag of rocks I've got is going to change my life.
So after you do the show in Edinburgh, are you going to try to tour the whole?
Yeah, then we'll tour it for sure.
Wow.
I never know what's autumn and spring. I know what winter and summer is, but I think in autumn and winter, I think the tour will be. Does that sound right? Or spring and winter? Straight after Edinburgh.
Tom knows. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom probably doesn't know actually. Yeah, but that's all. No, I'm joking. No, we've not finalised the tour yet. Tom might know when spring is though. Yeah, he knows that. Okay. So yeah, no, I'll be straight. I like October. We'll get going on October. So Edinburgh's obviously August every day. Monkey Barrel 1 10:25. DanTiernan.co.uk.
Nice.
And then we'll get going in October, November, December, January, February, March. Probably touring all around the country. And maybe the world if this lad pulls his fucking weight.
Please, guys.
Thank you.
Pull together. Make this thing happen. Now, Dan, there's a segment in the show called Fill in the Blank.
Okay.
I've written some questions for you, and you have to fill in the blank.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Number 1. My favorite magician is blank.
Pete Furman, I would say.
Pete Furman.
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay.
It's hard. Did you know I was a magician?
I've heard
tell
of such things. Yes.
Pete Furman was my favorite magician as a kid. I've not seen him like in ages. I'm not like super into magic anymore. I used to love.
He's turned into a rabbit. Yeah, this is the
went
problem.
wrong.
Yeah, it went all wrong.
Yeah. So, or maybe like that was like the ultimate trick was like, I'm going to turn myself into a rabbit. And then he did it and the audience went crazy. Now I was like, well, fuck, what now? I'm not a magician anymore, I'm a rabbit.
He can't top himself either. Yeah. Okay, Pete Furman.
He can top hat himself.
Hello.
All right, he's waking up. Good morning.
Number 2. The best way to blank is just to relax.
Does it need to be a word? No, it can be...
A sound?
No.
The best way to... That's
But it can be a
good.
few words, can it?
Yeah.
All right, I've got one, but I think I can do better. The best way to write comedy is just to relax.
That's true. Because your mind is just free
just
to
chill.
just chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill. I agree.
And then get in a habit of writing stuff down whilst you chill. So.
Yeah, because
really
you don't
chill.
edit yourself. You just,
Yeah, my mate Adam Flood gave me a really good note. He's like, there's 2 stages to writing. Like, you write, like, you know, your stream of consciousness. But then he was like, there's that stage of writing. But it's like, don't think about, is this a joke or not? He's like, that's for the editor. And the editor is future you.
Yes.
So you should be the editor and the, you know.
You have to be 2 left and right brained. Yeah. Number 3, last time I ran full sprint was blank. This is like running at the top speed.
I was going to say today because I was late, but in truth, I did leisurely walk even though I was late.
Okay.
And I'm only telling that because I feel like...
So you're lying.
No, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm being completely honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Opposite of lying. Hello. Thought you knew words. Last time I ran, it will be recently. Like, do you mind if I just go through the last few days? Full sprint, really fast.
Really fast. Like
Yeah.
Running for a bus.
It was yesterday. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm always late, and I'm an unfit guy, but I got good running legs. I'm for like a really unsporty guy. I'm a decent runner.
That's good.
Less sprinter, but I got like good. I can run without, even if I'm really unfit. I can run in a way that doesn't tire me out in the same way picking a box up would be. So I ran yesterday. It was when I was trying to vote, so I had to go all the way there.
Nice.
I also wanted to fit in a haircut. That didn't happen, as you can probably tell.
Somebody had an axe.
And then, yeah. That's why I don't drive. That's what I do. I fucking run.
You can run.
But I just like ran down the side for a tube, and I think it was Victoria Line, so it wasn't even massively important. I got it. There'd been another one in a minute, but I want it to be as efficient as possible. So I legged it down the stairs. And you know, when I've lived in London 2.5 years now, and I think I finally picked up like the timing. I just knew they're about to close. Like,
Right.
as in by the split second, I knew exactly how much time I had, and it was. Honestly, I'm genuinely shocked no one high-fived me. It was but it wasn't just that I made it close.
In?
It was clean. It wasn't where you get stuck in the doors and get in. It was so clean. It was like
Beautiful.
It was like Mission Impossible. Like I dived in as the doors shut behind me.
Tom Cruise.
And there was one guy, he didn't nod, but he came close. He looked at me like almost. He nodded with his eyes at me.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. He was like a white old man, but it was that impressive. He was like, motherfucker.
And drool came out. Blank is the food I'll only eat if I'm super, super, super hungry or drunk.
Which?
Oh,
They're different.
hungry.
I'll only eat if I'm super hungry.
Yeah, really hungry.
So now I'm thinking okay. Like bread on its own.
Yes. That's
I would
good.
only eat that if I was really hungry.
Yeah, not even toast.
No,
just bread.
just
Yeah,
no butter,
yeah,
no
yeah.
time, too hungry. Because I do you have this where you're like, this is a big ADHD thing where you just like, you just don't eat, you just don't need to eat. And then 9 hours later, you're like, I'm going to die if I don't eat right now. I'm going
I've
to
left it too
die.
long.
And then it's just
I'll eat a
loaf
jar.
of Warburtons.
Pickles. I don't
Nope.
normally eat pickles.
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah,
pickles out the jar.
Yeah,
Delicacy. They'd be a great answer for that, actually. Because I'd do that if I was only really hungry or really drunk as well.
Yeah.
Pickles or bread.
Pickles is funny.
I say to my housemates if I got nothing in it, I'm like, have you got any bread or any pickles? I've got both. I don't need both. Just one will suffice.
If I am blank, I will talk to strangers.
Horny.
If I'm horny, I will talk to strangers.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you normally talk to, like, say you're in a
I'm lying.
queue?
No, I'm lying. I've been more, I'm actually really socially awkward with regards to dating. If I was horny, I would feel shameful and I would remove myself from a situation.
No, but eventually, if you were really super horny.
Like unbearably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'd be back to the bread and the
You'd
pickles.
be
Then
on the
I
bread.
go bread and pickles. Yeah.
This loaf has holes in them. Now,
What the fuck? I don't know what I was expecting from today, but it wasn't the hour we've had.
it wasn't?
No,
No?
I don't know what it was.
Do you want to plug one more time your show? Because your tickets just came on sale, didn't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, like I mean, I said a lot. Yeah, if you don't want to come so far, that it's not.
It's up to you.
No, but you're not gonna like it. You know what I mean? If there's any doubt, you won't like it. So
If there isn't a doubt, come to the show.
But you'll be doing that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
No, like in some podcasts, I feel I'm like, oh God, this isn't who I am. I need to. But you've got the real me. You've managed to get that out of me.
I did?
Yeah, you really did.
Good,
so
good.
well done.
All right.
To a point, I'm like, that. This is who I am. So if you want to come, and if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all laid out here.
But Instagram as well, definitely. I do reels and all of that stuff. And obviously updates for everything.
Well, Dan, best of luck. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
You're the man.
I'd love it if, like, in your own studio, you got up and left, and I never saw you again.
That's it. No contact
And the
at all.
podcast never came out. And I went to Tom. As Rich said, Tom's like, who's Rich?
This was all a scam.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching that. Wasn't that interesting? I'm sure you're all going to buy crystals now. I know I will. If you'd like to support the show, consider putting down some comments. Positive, I'm hoping, crystal-esque. And also, if you want to support us even more, join Patreon. You can see the episodes ahead of time, and you can also get little perks, which we'll mention in the future. Thank you.
Rich Fulcher's TalkBox.